leaving that out of the podcast.
Wow. Was that where we started off? Was that?
No, we're starting now. And in the edit, that will be cut out. Don't worry. I'll leave this in. Welcome to the PODCRAFT. Which, by the way, shout out to your other half for coming up with the name. Actually, because we haven't even mentioned that. It'll be on all the banners and everything. But yeah, PODCRAFT. Well done. Cheers, Nat. Thank you.
I should be glad for the shout out.
No, it was cool. It was a good idea and it works.
Yeah.
Crafty, podcast. I like it.
See? She does come up with good ideas sometimes.
I'm also very disappointed that neither of us came up with that. It seems pretty obvious.
Yeah. We're too highbrow.
Wow. Okay, if on the next PODCRAFT you see Welsh with a black eye, it's deserved. It's deserved. And to which Nat, it's fine. I'll stick up for you in court. It's fine. He deserved it.
I need the unconditional love.
Oh, I'm soundbiting that. That's brilliant.
My family don't love me.
Welcome to the podcast. Welsh is having a breakdown. You all right? You okay?
Wee.
Just count to 10. Take a breath. You'll be fine. So yeah, we're just going to have a bit of a random chat about miniatures.
Yeah.
See where that takes us. It's actually we'll start with something I noticed you've mentioned more in your recent videos, and we've spoke about this privately. I'm going to call it wankery. So miniatures that have unnecessary wankery all over them and details that you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Because there is something to be said about a cool miniature that you can go and paint in your own way and express yourself because it hasn't got lots of bandoliers and belts and pouches and rope and chains and icons and keys and more leather straps and bandoliers on guns when the guns maglock to their armour. Fucking Space Marines. Or stuff like that.
just as an example.
Yeah. Just if I was to point it at a particular thing. But it's. So we've both mentioned it.
We have both mentioned it, and I think it comes in. There's two types of sculptors. There's a sculptor who wants to.
He's putting you in a box, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, yeah.
You're just going to end up now. No.
So, in my mind, there are two types of sculptors.
Yes.
There's the ones that want to show off their sculpting skills and prowess. And there's the ones who are actually thinking about who is going to buy the miniature and who's going to paint the miniature. And I think the people trying to show off their, like, oh, I can do this super fine detail, I can do this, I can do that. They're not really got in mind the person who's going to be painting the product at the end of it being made and produced or whatever.
Okay.
I think they're up their own arse a bit.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Okay. They got so, I think, stuck on, oh, I want to show what I can do. They're not worried about the end product.
Yeah. Sometimes too many unnecessary details.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I was insulting people when I. Yeah, that was right.
To be fair, though, I wonder if there's a bit of. I wouldn't be as harsh as that, but there's a bit of truth there that you're showing off what you can do, so you put as much in as you can. Because obviously we've gone a long day from, physically sculpt a little person, then do a metal mould or a plastic mould and so on.
Yeah.
To, I can use this 3D imaging, turn it round, I can do all these tiny little bits, and then when you zoom out, it's there.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a bit of that.
I think, maybe they can see too much detail now. You know, they can go in and they can put this detail in, where before you'd have to physically get the tool into the space to actually chisel out the.
What was that funny, Welsh?
What?
Why were you tittering at the?
I wasn't
space, Welsh.
Into what? What?
No, okay.
I don't know what you. What?
Nothing. That's fine. Yeah, like it's. So as we're recording this, I've already got this video. I don't know if it'll be up around the same time, but I've done a Christmas tree end for my Christmas video. if you were to sculpt that, oh, well, that'd be horrendous. But the way they've done this is very stylized and almost cartoony.
Right, yeah.
So there's less detail, but there's enough there that when you're painting, you can make little bits pop and stuff like that.
Giving you the illusion of detail, but not actually putting everything in. Yeah.
Like for me at the moment, I've noticed the last few weeks there's a running theme through my paint jobs. Everything's got some sort of fleshy gut. Now I don't know if that's my subconscious saying something or what, but I like
fleshy guts.
Well, yeah.
I cannot lie.
But no, they're fun to paint because you can do a lot of blending. You've got all these big sort of round areas. You can just go ham on your own sort of way of painting it.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, anything which has got a large expanse of skin, you can because if you're leaving it sort of. It would be very easy to just put one color down and it just doesn't look right because it all looks flat. So you have to, put the shadow in, show that the skin is stretching across something,
Yeah.
So I get that. It's something that I'm not very good at doing, but it is, or fabric even. You don't even have to have like flesh.
But yeah, just big open areas. So it's like I saw a guy. He did a Space Marine, but he cut off all the emblems from the chest and the shoulder pads, and it was more like a medieval armor.
Yeah.
But a bit obviously looking a bit sci-fi. But when he's painting it, you're like, I can just see the way you're painting this. You're having so much more fun than having to do all these little aquillas and skulls, and it's just these are just big chunky bits of armor.
Yeah. So like we said in a previous video about the halflings that I did, they're very old school styling. Although they're not old school, they're brand new miniatures. They new things, but they were very. I felt like they were with the painter in mind. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to give him like a crucifix in his pocket that you could see the outline of if you look at it in a certain angle under the moonlight or whatever. It was actually, everything on him was there to be painted, and not to make it hard for you to paint him.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
Their tunics, I think, is the bit for me.
Yeah,
so you've obviously got the cool balls for the little bellies, but it's a deliberate, very deep line for where the shirt buttons are. It's almost too deep.
Yeah.
When you paint it, put a wash or whatnot, you go, that stands out now.
Yeah, because it doesn't have to be realistic. It just has to look right when it's painted.
Yeah, exactly.
And like the belt is pulled in really tight. Like if anybody had their belt pulled in that tight, you'd be puking your guts up. But like it makes the shirt like pop out when it goes. And it just looks really nice when it's painted. But so there is lots of detail in them. It's just not, and it's not just detail for the sake of detail. It's finishing off what they put in there to a nice high standard, but without adding more just to make it look more detailed.
Yeah, definitely.
Make sense?
Yeah, it's it's something I'm becoming more aware of painting. Whether it's because as well, it's easier to paint.
Yeah,
could be.
I would argue with that though, because large smooth areas are not easy to paint to make them look good.
If you do lots of thin layers, they blend easier. I don't think painting's that difficult though, and that's not in a snobby way. I think it's it's practice, definitely practice and muscle memory. But I think sometimes it's one of the reasons I think people get put off by it as well. Because we all look at these fantastically painted models and we go, oh, I'll never do that. Well, they couldn't do that when they started. Like, if you look as well, I don't do many humans because I struggle with skin tone. That's why that ogre, I did with my new flesh recipe.
Yeah.
That kind of work because I'd forced myself to do it and it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
But I don't actually do a lot of human stuff.
Huh.
Because monsters as well, you can do any colour for the skin. Like I did a Diablo recently one.
Yeah. Oh, he was cool.
I'm really happy with how he turned out.
Yeah, he looked really
because
good.
it's reds with a bit of pink, it sets each other off. Whereas if you do a Caucasian male or an Afro-Caribbean character, you've got it doesn't look believable because we see them everywhere day to day. You know what that skin tone looks like and how the light affects it.
I brought this up before, I think, at one point. It's because we know what a human looks like. It's you know what they're meant to look like. So even subconsciously, you're criticizing something because it doesn't look exactly how you see it every day. While if you have a goblin, it's like, well, that might be painted shit, but I don't know what a goblin looks like.
Yeah. Because
you know,
I find, excuse me, some of the paint jobs of like human characters, they end up looking very uncanny valley. There's something not quite right, and it's like, it's the depth, the texture on the skin, and I've seen tutorials that explain it, and I've tried it, and it doesn't quite work. So I'm like, well, if I do a monster, hey,
I suppose. Yeah, you can end up with them looking a bit like Only Way is Essex cast.
yeah.
You know, they're too manicured. They're too.
Right, well, there's a come down for this nation. We used to rule a third of the world. Pissing Tammy. Sorry.
But using that as a painting thing,
no, it's right. It is right though.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, they lose all definition, like because you've made it all smooth and.
Yeah, no, that's right. So, like looking at us now in the camera, so like obviously Caucasian, but this is a lot pinkier.
Yeah.
This is quite a hard shadow here because of the way the light is.
Yeah.
And then it gets more lighter, and then trying to get that on a painting is.
Yeah.
It obviously can be done because people do it, but it's bloody hard.
Yeah, the same with me with the light bouncing off my bald head.
Well, also you look a bit more sort of tan there as well.
Mm.
I'm assuming not because you're.
It's the balmy Welsh weather.
But then to get that to read properly on a model, it's bloody hard.
It is. Yeah. I suppose it depends on how real you want them to look.
Because like a 28mm scale, you can get away with a flesh colour, wash, highlight, done.
Yeah.
But as you get in bigger miniatures, you're like, oh, hang on now, I've got to be careful here. Or do you hyper stylize it? Or, Or do what I do, cheat and just go for a monster?
No, that's not cheating.
It is.
You got your specialty. That's what you are. You got your specialty. You know, which, like, I have troubles if I have a monster because I haven't got something in mind often. I don't know how to paint it.
Oh, do you want me to send you a copy of the Necronomicon? Those monsters will appear. You'll see them daily, and you'll be like, "Oh, thank you, cheers." Attack me in a moment.
See, you can delve down into that dark place. I honestly, when I get a miniature of a monster, I can be sitting there for a while just thinking, I don't know what color to do this. What am I meant to be doing with it? Because I don't know what this is.
But see, saying that, when you because recently, as we're recording this, you've done your, I think it's your November roundup.
Okay.
And you had that random miniature. I think you called it a land shark.
Oh, yeah.
When I saw it, I was like, "Isn't that a bullet from D&D?" I'm not sure.
Oh,
but the paint job, they're more grey. But the paint job you did, it works. It works with that style of creature.
Okay. Yeah, that was actually one that you sent me, so hey-ho.
Yeah, that random box was, I don't know what was in it. It was a random box.
Yeah, but, okay. I didn't know what the hell it was. I
think it was a bullet. I'm not sure.
Okay. But that was a lot. Like, there you go. That was not technique. That was dry brushing.
Yeah, but that's technique.
Yeah, but it's the basic technique, isn't it? You know, it's what you learn very quickly.
Well, I'll tell you what, that comment takes the slightest. It's still technically, it's still miniature, but related. I think sometimes as well, painters, and I'll put myself in the same camp when we do our videos, we can get a bit snobby about how we expect a mini to look and how we paint it, and this is the way.
Yeah,
I've seen a recent trend bashing washes. Paint without washes, and I'm like, washes are good.
Yeah. Well, there was a reason why they made the washes.
Yeah. Make sure they don't pool. And unless you're doing a unifying wash, put them on certain areas and stuff. But don't. It's this thing of, well, we're going to bash on one thing and promote one thing, and then everyone paints like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, man, just do it. Do you. Do what you think's nice and works.
And I think that's a thing, because, like, people think, oh, you should be doing, like, oh, this real super technical thing. And then something like that sonic juice or whatever they call it.
Oh, yeah. I've got that, the sledge sauce.
Yeah. It comes along and everybody's like, oh, that is absolutely amazing. Yeah. And it's like, that's the opposite to what everybody's been telling you to do for years. It's like, oh, you have to do these layers and you have to start with your dark coat, go way up to your, high coat, and, don't use washes and whatever. And yet everybody's like been thinking about that sonic sledge juice, whatever it was called.
I mentioned that ages ago before it was famous. Because I watch his stuff religiously.
Yeah, and it's I've never used it, but I've seen him use it, and it's like, damn, and I've seen you use it. Yeah. And it's like, damn, that works well.
Is it? Because it's not heavy on the tint.
No.
I think it's because of the Lamian medium in it.
Right.
And it's a great unifying wash, really simple.
Because I've always been like, oh no, you don't put a wash all over something because it'll look weird and all that. But it's like, damn, that looks so good.
See, I always did that, but that was purely out of laziness.
Right.
Because I was like, I am not highlighting this 28mm character up to the kazoo. I'm going to do base colours, wash it, base colours, but not all over, so it's more highlight. And then if I want a tiny little bit of white or cream to make it a little bit more highlight, and that's it. That's all I'm doing.
Right.
I need to get this army out, or whatever I was doing.
Yeah.
And then again, there's no wrong way of painting miniatures.
No, 100%. No.
You just do what you want.
Do what makes you happy in the end, And if the results are more important than the process, then yes, you will maybe have to follow tutorials or whatever to get to that point, Yeah,
it's one of my biggest issues with and not that because it does look beautiful, but the GW Citadel style, too much edge highlighting.
There is enough.
Fucking hell, man! I ain't got the time. I ain't got the patience for that scale. I haven't got the patience to fanny around and do like a little corner bit on an armour. Great, but then everything is edge highlighted. I'm like, well, now it look okay. It's not real anyway, but it looks too hyper real now.
Yeah,
and too clean. And but again, this is going back to our GW podcast. That's not grimdark. That's not gnarly and and
and a lot of it is as well fashion. What is in fashion?
Yeah,
it's because at one
slap chop.
And what was once a thing was like you black line everything.
Yeah.
And that was like, oh, that was a brilliant thing. That's what you have, that's what. And yet now people very much wouldn't be doing that. And it's strange how it moves on, and how it becomes fashionable and unfashionable. And then someone down the line will reinvent it and they'll be like, oh, that's the best thing since whatever.
I think that's going back to our thing about mentioning. I think that's what we're seeing now. Is it that more old school is coming, that retro, coming back slightly.
Certain manufacturers definitely are leaning into it. It's, the Oathmark, North Star, military figures, etc. Very much leaning into that sort of old school, sort of the old world Warhammer, very sort of, these are physical products that someone has made, even if it wasn't computer, but they look like they were made by hand, know?
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything is there any manufacturer of a miniature company that you're either going more to now, or you will go and look for because of what they produce?
Well, War Games Atlantic. I honestly think at the moment, because up until say this year,
knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, up until this year, War Games Atlantic for me were a little bit hit and miss. Yeah. They were, sometimes they were good, sometimes the scales weren't quite right, it was always sort of the Frostgrave miniatures, the sort of the North Star military figures were superior in my mind, my opinion. But this year now, with the Traitor's Toll Guardsman, the the villagers, and then they've got like the modern pulp operators, civilians, and the UR Marines. They're just everything that I'm getting from them at the moment. I'm enjoying, which maybe that's not maybe that's not really saying that they're brilliant, but I'm enjoying them.
Yeah,
and that is something to be said, you know.
Is that because they are better, or your sort of process has changed? Because I don't think it has.
I don't think my process has changed. I think they are just making things that I enjoy now. You know, it's maybe other people would hate it. You know, I will say that. You know, maybe it's just me who's enjoying the stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's going into that. Like you said, not too much detail. The faces are really detailed, though. They are, you know, they look like really well sculpted faces. The body thing, but they leave you a lot of room to play around, you know, and do what you want. So you know,
which I think works because, especially that scale, the face should be the focal point.
Oh yeah.
So that's where you put the extra time and the detail in.
Yeah, because no one really cares what vest they're wearing, you know. It's
And to be fair, with things like modern day, a hoodie's a hoodie. It's just the colour and the pattern, maybe. But
exactly. You know, you could have a death metal hoodie, or you could have like a My Little Pony hoodie. You know, they're still hoodies.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, because there's more open areas to paint. You can try and do things like freehand experimenting on that, and which is nice.
You can try.
Give it a go, man. It's all right.
The free-handed I did last on the guy's jack was meant to be the oh god, what's he called? The Disturbed guy, you know, singer Disturbed, the band. Okay. And it was meant to be like their logo or their face of their grinning monster thing at the back. And it looked like some, you know, mad Welshman grinning.
It's great. You're just advertising your own channel. It's good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Mushroom, that's easier.
Yeah. But do I want a big giant dick on the back of his jack?
Wow, thank you. Absolute jebben. But because it's a weird one. You think, you know, especially if you're playing an army or a skirmish game, it's a weird one, because we like to paint miniatures. That's part of the hobby.
Yeah.
So we enjoy painting and everything. But when you think about it, you only ever see the back of your army. Why don't you just paint the back of them? Stop the other player.
Yeah, you could have
your pretty miniatures, and you just got backpacks. Ugh.
You can have your object source lighting coming from behind them, just shadows from the front.
You know what? I see people who do that for armies, and I'm like, yeah, I get it now. It's so easy to do.
Yeah.
Because I've just done this fella. So he's a skeleton, but he's lit from the ground.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, it's a piece of paper. You got to do OSL. It's so easy.
I don't know.
It's so easy.
I can never get my head around. It's like, where's that light hit? You know, it's like.
Well, it's fair, that one I cheated because he's got fires all around his base, so the whole thing's getting hit.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, so easy to do, and you just go black, blue dry brush, right? Really watered down yellow. That's where I want the light to go. Let that dry. Off I go again. That's it.
Okay, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm sure it's not that easy.
It really is. There's a video coming up about it. Piece of piss. And you look at it at the end, you go, "That's a cracking paint." Oh, people look at it like, "Fuck, you done that?" Yeah. Nothing.
It's always nice when you get a surprising result from an easy thing. Yeah. You know, it's like.
But yeah, I think like that. This is one of the reasons I fell in love with the Moonstone stuff, because it's so simple.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's also the art style, the whimsical nature of it. But they're a joy to paint. There's no faffing.
No. I love the look of them.
Yeah.
But I think I would have problems painting them. I don't know if I can do that style. You know, it's
a lot of bold colours in a wash.
Yeah.
Really.
Right. I don't know, 'cause it's the same sort of thing like chibis.
Yeah.
You know, I've got Arcadia Quest, that's the one, and that had chibi characters in, and I struggled to do it. It was like, it's just alien painting to me, you know.
Because it is highly stylized.
Yeah, and you have to make the shadows just really ridiculously deep, and the highlight.
I cheat. I don't do shadows.
Okay.
I just do a slightly darker tone of the whatever colour I'm using.
Okay.
I have painted a few like Deadpool chibis for friends and stuff.
Right.
But again, going back to that, because yes, it's human, but one, it's stylized, and two, like for example, Deadpool, it's red. Red's a really easy colour to blend up and mess with. But a skin tone, difficult.
Okay. All right.
It's difficult. Because again, even though it's a chibi and it's stylized, it's still got to look sort of right.
Vaguely, yeah.
And you as well with chibi, because they're quite round, you can't really wash them without it pooling everywhere. There's not lots of little details for it to fall into.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they
have to blend.
Yeah, they're quite round, quite cherubim.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's okay. So cartoon style miniatures. That's another thing I kind of stay away from. You know.
So War Games Atlantic for you are killer.
Yeah, definitely. What about yourself?
Well,
apart from Moonstone,
because I buy a lot of 3D printed stuff. There's not really like a manufacturer.
Is there an artist or something that you?
There's like I don't know what you call them. So there's like the Witch Song series. They're quite nice. So they're like a high magic, but like with your sort of folklore type creatures in and stuff. They're quite nice. With me, I just go for what looks cool, and then it's usually like a monsters 9 times out of 10. I mean, I'm just looking at the stuff on my desk here. It's all monsters or heavily stylized, over expressions, faces, and things. Because they're easy to paint because they've got more like jaunty angles and things. You can highlight them up easy and it reads better.
Okay.
Rather than having something that looks realistic.
Right. I think you undersell your painting. You do, really do, because you think of stuff I do not think of when I look at a miniature. I don't think about like I don't know. I don't know how to word it.
I'm not consciously thinking of it.
Yeah.
So has that video come out by now? The one where I look at what I go through for Etsy miniatures.
Yes,
I've done that, right. So like there, I'll find a miniature I like the look of, then I'll go into the shop and open up a load of miniatures that I like, and then I'll spend time going through each one and go, well, do I want to paint that? Would I want to paint that? But there's nothing in particular I'm looking for consciously. There's something in the back of my head that goes, no, yes, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, ultimately, it's what looks cool. But I've always been like this, even like, this is a strange one, with like computer games.
Yeah.
You know, anything where you got like armor sets or weapons and all this crap. It'll be, well, I'm not having what's the best. It's what looks best.
Yeah.
I want my character to look good. Like even things like the Division. You could have 2 weapons. Or just to get rid of one because the silhouette on the character looks more realistic and believable as he's running through. You know,
Right, okay.
Things like that. I'm like, well, no, because I don't like the look of it. It's purely aesthetic.
Yeah. See, nothing at all like that would be when I come into considering, you know. Yeah, but wow, okay. My mind just does not work that way. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't think what looks better. Like, the only time I've ever done that is actually, God, ages ago, I painted like a miniature. I think you sent me it again, with the dude with the big sword out to the side. He's got this flowing cape, and the sword.
Paint job on that.
Oh, thank you. The sword just looked like it was throwing it all off balance because the sword was all off one side, and it just felt wrong. And I couldn't put why it felt wrong, but it just felt like it was drawing the eye too far off the miniature. So, I chopped it up and put a flail on him. But I think that's the only time I've ever actually considered, maybe because he's a bigger scale. Maybe I could see it more because it was a larger scale.
Yeah. Because it's nice to have a good silhouette. I don't know if you look at that in a miniature.
Not usually. Not usually.
So if we've got... I don't even know if I've still got... I hope I have somewhere. So I made a custom orc mech using an Ogrin and a Death Dread kit. And when we did the arms, I was around my mates when we were building it, we were putting bits of headphone wire and all sorts of crap over it just to make it, build it up. And when he was sitting there, and his legs looked too squat, and he made him look short. But when we put him on a base that was taller on some rocks, he suddenly looked like this big mech because the silhouette, and then under his arms there's a lot of open space.
Yeah,
so we just put ammo belts and wires.
Right,
it just fills that area up.
Fills the dead space
and it just made it pop more.
Okay, yeah.
Because when you pick a box set, say, so let's use the halflings.
Okay, yeah.
What was it that drew you to them?
The halflings. I instantly saw that they were quite boldly sculpted. Yeah. That's what I liked about it. It wasn't that sort of. I hate to. All right, so Games Workshop, Mantic, all of their hobbits are very sort of leprechaunish.
Yeah.
Very exaggerated, the big beard and, big top hats and what have you. And that felt too cartoony for me. So what I was going for is a more realistic, humanoid.
Yeah, halfling is a hobbit to me.
Halfling is a hobbit.
Whatever. It's not whereas a gnome, I think, is more exaggerated features.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with. They're separate creatures in my mind, anyway. It's not nothing that I can. It's like I said, Mantic Games. I think they've made leprechauns as hobbits or halflings, and it seems just wrong for me. It's just the wrong aesthetic for me. That's just not what I was looking for. So I wanted these more. If there's such a thing as a realistic hobbit, these are more realistic hobbits. They're not cartoons.
Gotcha. So it's not so much as it'll fit the game that you want it for, or.
When I buy miniatures, 90% of my buying is, can I use it?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm very different. Will it look cool when it's painted?
Yeah. Most of my thing is can I use it? Even better if I can use it for multiple games. That's what goes through my mind when I look for what I'm going to buy. Yeah. And then it'd be bang for my buck.
Because I've got one here I ordered. Again, 3D print, but it's effectively a giant teddy bear. So it's got stitching, bit of fluff popping out and things.
Yeah.
But it's got this, I don't know, a character riding it with a spell or something. But what I'm actually going to do is cut her off completely and build a little armature and put a gun on it.
Okay.
I just like the idea of this teddy bear looming with this big shoulder cannon.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot different.
Yeah. My brother 3D printed me a miniature a while back. And it was of a famous mascot mouse wielding two submachine guns.
That's cool.
And I love that miniature. And I'm thinking, I have to write this in. It's some sort of theme park adventure, where this manic creature's just running around killing people, and you have to try.
Does it look like a mascot, as in a real life mascot?
Like a black and red short wearing mouse mascot.
You could do that in a zombie game. It's a mascot survival.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
I've seen someone did. Is it the Vault Z range? Have you ever seen them?
Zed.
So they do a lot of stuff they'll have the Resident Evil characters.
Oh yeah.
Walking Dead, but they'll have cool zombies, and they've done a range recently. It's like a Comic-Con, so it's nerds dressed up as their hit superheroes, but they're zombie survivors.
Yeah.
You got this weedy looking guy with the Darth Vader helmet and a sword. You got a chunky lad who's got a Captain America outfit that just doesn't fit him properly,
rolled up over it.
And you got a young guy with two which I'm assuming are now just metal hull cans that he's going around. It's just like a really cool range.
Yeah, it sounds quite cool. And another range actually that sort of moving along a little bit to the thing that I like the look of is the crooked dice.
Yeah, man.
Miniatures.
Oh, they're lovely.
They look nice, and it's all of the 80s tropes that they're throwing out. It's
Oh, they're good. They are good.
It's the cat people, which aren't,
yeah, kind of works. There's the one I've mentioned earlier to you, the weird miniatures WYRD. I've bought their fellowship set because it looks like the old cartoon.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fun to paint those.
Yeah. I think that's it. For me, the more I was going to say whimsical, but no, I hate whimsical miniatures. I'm trying to think of the right word for it, but it's like it has to reach out to me in some way and make me sort of like either think, oh, that's really brilliant, or it makes me giggle a little bit. It's like, but it can't be just stupid looking. Yeah. I hate that sort of like the Gretchens and what have you, and they just sometimes they just go overboard with how stupid they look.
Yeah, completely agree.
So there's a certain class to subtlety.
Yeah. So weirdly, I'm similar, but when it comes to the more monstrous, I like the over the topness,
the exaggerated.
If it's the more horrific, the better. Like if I can get something, so that competition piece I did, you don't want to be meeting that. You're dead if you meet that. You're going to go mad before it even hits you. Yeah, that's the sort of thing I'm like. Yeah, so weirdly, the more exaggerated, the better there.
Yeah,
but for like let's say even just an elf.
Yeah,
I don't want ears that come out to here and massive hats that you go, there's no way your neck would hold that. And what's all this metal for? What's that protecting?
They're cone heads underneath.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like it's got to have a bit of
yeah.
What is it? Form over function.
Yeah,
function over form. Yeah. But I think stuff stylized, it works.
I suppose like the real world is some stupid like like why the hell have we got like the beef eaters with those big that is very much style over function, so it happens in the real world. So I suppose that's why they lean into it with fantasies, but yeah, I don't personally like that sort of over the topness, but
it's like some games you'll have, and I get why they do it. They'll theme an army. So, for example, let's see, Tomb Kings. Not only game not to kick on GW just because it's something else. Tomb Kings very Egyptian, sort of themed, and then then you've got the Bretonians, which are French medieval knights. Like, I get why you've picked the unique styles, but if you put them in a realistic conflict, it's over. That's bronze armour, this is steel. Hit those knights and go, oh. Doesn't matter how many skeletons, you'll just be like, oh, come here. Smack them.
Yeah. Maybe you're not meant to think about it quite that deeply.
Yeah, because for me, if I'm painting to, ultimately, for me, it's to de-stress.
Yeah.
But it's to escape the world. And that's why I think that's why I don't paint much in the way of realism. If I paint something that would not exist at all, I'm like, right,
yeah.
Doesn't matter what happens to it then.
And I'm with you. I think you paint your nightmares.
I've never dreamt about any of this stuff.
No, because you've already got it out of your system by painting it.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But no, I do definitely lean towards the horrific.
Yeah.
It's just more, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's probably because being allowed to watch The Thing at the age of 6 inappropriately.
And like you said, you get more freedom with the bad guys, with the grotesque. You can stretch your artistic muscles a bit more.
But saying that, the famous what was he called? Green Knight. The Bretonian character. Love to paint that. Because for that, it's not so much because he's not a monster, it's one colour.
Mm.
And I can play around with different highlights and shades all the way through as well.
So I would be the opposite with you. I would hate to paint that.
I think there's too much detail on him.
Yeah.
So I'd have to do another version of him.
Yeah,
but if you did like more traditional plate mail,
with
less of the filigree and stuff, but then just go, I'm going to do one colour.
Yeah, I'd struggle with that. I'd really struggle with that. Yeah. But again, though, it's that thing of you want to push yourself. You want to do something which, that'll make your grandchildren proud, while I just want to get things painted.
A lot of this shit, I think when I die, people will be emptying the house going, what the fuck? What's all that? Why has everything got mouths and teeth? What? This dude was weird. Was he on a list? I'm going to register somewhere, I don't know.
The Cthulhu register.
Yeah.
Stop chasing those Cthulhu children.
But it's like, I don't know, like, it's weird. I do occasionally, I'll look at a Space Marine and go, oh, that'd be cool to paint. Because it's one colour, it's a big boxy armoured dude. The reason I don't is because I've painted so many of them and I get bored. That's why I don't paint them. But even I've seen Space Marine proxies.
Yeah.
But there's not many where people have taken too much of a sort of design away.
Yeah.
For me to go, I'll give that a go.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a distinctly different.
There's a knight who just happens to have green plate armour. Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah.
It's a strange one.
It's a strange one. I think it may be that, like you said, you've oversaturated yourself with 40k Marines in the past. Personally, I wouldn't enjoy painting a Marine because it's mostly one color. And I know you can do different shades of that color to make it, stand out from the crowd. But it's just not me. That's not what I want to. I want to use different colors to whatever. I don't want to paint 12 miniatures all wearing red armor with this specific red armor. It would be hard for me to do. And again, Marines, Space Marines, they got a lot of those smooth areas and they got a lot of detail. So it's kind of the worst of two parts.
Yeah, you've either got to go in and trim it all out and take time, or just go something different.
Yeah. So miniature wise, I again, it's not the aesthetic that I've ever been that interested in is Marines, because they got too much detail or too rounded details. So the two things which I would struggle with a little bit, So that's why I would never go for a Marine,
Yeah. Because like I will say, there's sometimes I've ordered a lot of stuff off Etsy. It's arrived because it looks cool. Oh, that'll be fun to paint. Yeah. And because usually once a month I'll order a package with about 4 or 5 things in.
Right.
Because what I tend to do is find one shop, because I don't want to be hanging around for different parcels. Get it all from one and work through it. And then what usually happens is out of the 5, 1 will be a video. And the other 4, either I'll start and not like, or just get put in a drawer, because I look at them and go, no, shouldn't have.
Right. Okay. So you do cast your field quite, cast the seed quite broadly.
Yeah, I tend to go more. If it's not just horrific monsters, it'll be more fantasy based. I do struggle with sci-fi, but I think that's because I have a problem with metallics. Weirdly, I know that sounds very strange, because if you think about it, if you look at my miniatures, not a lot of sci-fi, is there?
No, and that's weird because you're drawn to sci-fi.
Yeah. But I won't paint in it because it's things like, let's say a space laser rifle. If it's just, unless you're going to go and do little panels, it's just silver and a black wash or a coloured wash. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So me, I look at it and I go, that's where I need to do non-metallic metal or something similar. I've tried it and I can't get my head around it. Or it looks too plain, or if it's sci-fi, I will go more cyberpunk. Right. You've got colour and variation there.
Yeah, sort of
because you won't see much in the way of metal
No.
guns. If the sword's there, it's rusty.
Yeah.
It's very rare I paint.
It's funny. I hadn't actually noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't noticed that, but yeah. What are you doing, boy? Come on.
Yeah, there's a lot of organic stuff.
Yeah, very organic. Very, yeah.
Which tends to be more sci-fi. Fantasy.
Fantasy, yeah. Well, yeah. Hopefully in the future people have learned to wear armour.
Yeah. It's just because I struggle. I can't, because again, usually it's a little, like there'll be a shoulder pad, a bit of armour, a bit of under armour, a bracer, a glove with a pad on it or something.
Yeah.
And I look at it and I go, I can't express on that. It's too, like, there's lots of little canvases to paint instead of a big fleshy belly with a mouth in it or whatever, you know.
Can you see it in your mind as like a polymer or something instead of a metal?
Yeah. It's one of my big issues with guns because I hate, and I've just given the example, silver and a wash.
Yeah.
In a modern day military setting, you would get shot. Everyone's going, oh, it's a big gleaming gun over there, bang. Unless it's like high fantasy sci-fi, sci-fi stuff. But
walking around with your bling gun.
A weird side. I've got to be careful how I word it because I'm not going to come across good. I like guns. I like watching videos on guns and how they work. It's one of my weird little geeky things. But if you look at weapons, they're all deliberately blued and pulled down because of that fact.
Yeah.
They're never silver. If you get a silver barrel gun, you've chromed it then.
Yeah.
Like that would not come out of the factory like that.
No, but
it's just a black gun.
Yeah. That's how I paint my guns. So
it does work.
With a grey dry brush over the top of it, just to give it some definition. But
that's why I like World War II, because you've got wood and.
Yeah.
It works.
Your Tommy guns and your
Sci-fi, I just really struggle. But if you give me a full-plated knight, I'll give it a bash because I can do stuff with that.
But what about something? All right, me trying to dredge up my 40k thing here now. Guilliman?
Oh, Guilliman.
That's it.
Yeah. So
he's a knight. He's a knight.
Yeah, he's big, imposing, great pose. Too much wankery.
Yeah. Okay.
All over him, he's covered in this gold, and I'm like, show.
Yeah, I was trying to use it as a thing of, there you go, he's a knight, you could paint something, but yeah, I get you, yeah.
But I did, it's one of the few 40k videos I've done, but I did a Nurgle Lord.
Yeah.
Which is just a plague marine who's a bit bigger.
But
he was all rusted up armour, because I can add story to that. And
you can add texture, you can make yours, yeah. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. See, I don't put any of this thinking into miniatures.
Like the URA guys, because to me they look kind of like Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
So I did the blue armour on that. That would work. They're not hyper sci-fi.
No.
You can see there's a link there to modern military.
Yeah, 100%, yes.
So they would work. I could do them. But high sci-fi, I actually struggle painting it.
Yeah. I think trouble with high sci-fi, it starts to look a little bit Flash Gordon-y.
Yeah.
You know,
if you go into that style, then go for it.
It works. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of. You've never seen me paint a Stormtrooper, nor will you.
I have.
I ain't got patience. Which horrible git decided to put black Under Armour on top of what?
No.
Shit.
Well, it's to make them an easier target for the rebels. Oh, look at that highlighted man walking across the field.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit. That's perhaps the closest I could get to a coloured armour, but it's not expressive enough. Whereas you give me an undead soldier with a bit of battered armour and a skull face. Oh yeah, I'm doing that.
See, now I'm thinking I need to get you a Stormtrooper to paint with. I want an object source lighted shadow on one side of him. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. See,
That would do, because OSL's so easy now. I love it.
I suppose, yeah. And actually, Stormtroopers, black and white. Opposite object source lighting would just be more black and white, basically.
But then, like, if you did say Vader with the, or any sort of Jedi with a lightsaber, that'd work nice.
That would work really nice. I could never do it, but that would work really nice.
You could do OSL.
No, I couldn't.
I my upcoming video, honestly, it's so easy. I'm not taking credit. This is all resourceful minis who I watched his videos, his 5 videos on it, and it's fantastic. So
whenever I try anything like that, it just looks like he's been in a bloodbath or something.
Well, to be fair, I've not done it with a full colour miniature yet.
Right.
That's the next one. But just this sort of overcast, bluey, dark blue, it does work with the light source.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly easy.
It works for some people.
No, you can do it, man. You can do it.
Of course I can.
It's like I'm seeing over your shelf there, the core space stuff.
Yeah.
I've got a core space crew, but there's not a lot of armour on them. They're a prison team, so they've all got orange jumpsuits.
Yeah,
guns.
yeah.
It's pretty basic.
They're much more ragtag team. Yeah. There's not a lot of clean armour on those miniatures. The miniatures are okay quality.
Yeah, they're not the best, yeah.
But it's kind of soft stuff, which there you go. That's another thing. Although I quite like Simon stuff, some of the softer plastics is a little bit hard to, especially like Zombicide first edition miniatures were quite nasty to try and paint. And that was again one of the things I got back into the hobby painting was because I wanted to try and get back into painting, so I wanted to practice on a lot of different miniatures, and Zombicide was a good way of doing that. But maybe it made it harder for me because they weren't the greatest miniatures to start off on again.
It's like I'll give GW the one type of miniature I will always paint and always have fun with is an orc.
Yeah.
Whether it's a boy, a grot, war boss, I'm going to have fun doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what it is. You get big chunks of muscle, which are nice to blend on. You've got the hard-edged metal, and but you can grime it up and put texture.
Yeah, exactly. And you can mess it up as much as you want, and it's only going to make it look better. That's the thing about orcs. I enjoy painting orcs because of that, you can chuck a load of rust on something and that's fine, and they got like those big jaw lines which you can just easily line out and
because I did the Orc Commandos, I did them, but I painted them all greyskin, a grey blue instead of green.
Right.
It's like, that looks cool. You can do anything with an orc, it doesn't matter.
I did like brown skin orcs. And it works quite well actually. It looks quite nice, it's You check a few, odd-coloured orcs in amongst your group, and it's like, that looks pretty good, actually.
It's fair, weirdly, the only faction I've never even attempted to paint a miniature is Tyranid.
Right.
And yet that's the most monstrous. That's be the one that I go, But I look at them and go, no. I'd rather paint a Starship Trooper bug with the yellow and the sort of leopardy tiger print.
Tyranids, for what they are very clean.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem, isn't it? They're very almost.
The fleshy bits are cut, and then you got this carapace.
Yeah.
But that's a good way of putting it. Actually, they are a bit clean.
They're a bit clean. There's not much gore on them or much oozing pus or anything. They're very sort of like, oh, we're the alien space marines. Well, like an arachnid from Starship Troopers, they got different patterns on them. They're very, I don't know.
Every bit of them looks like it'll hurt you.
Yeah,
and it doesn't.
And very, I don't know, based in reality, I would say. Yeah. It looks like someone just went through a zoology book and just saying, "Oh yeah, that's cool." We'll have that. It's
And I think as well, there's some Tyranid, quite a few Tyranid units as well. And they've got, I understand it's a bio gun and it's sort of grows out of it, but it's a gun.
Yeah,
it's a two-handed rifle. It just looks a bit weirder.
Yeah.
Again, it's that bit. It's a bit uncanny valley then.
Yeah, yeah. Why does he have to be attached to their arms? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not like coming out of their stomach, or so? Why would it need arms if it's got this? Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I can kind of, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Although,
Which leads me onto this behind me.
Okay, which is
so this computer game. I am looking for miniatures that are like this for style. There's something about the scale of everything. So it's called the Forever Winter.
Okay.
It's a PC game. You basically the pitch photo does it justice. You got this huge like space marine, a big mech guy, and it goes, "You're not them. You're this guy. You're the human who goes out scavenging while there's a big battle going on." And in the game, you physically see like there's tanks and robots fighting, and you're just trying to get through and get out. But it's the style of the game.
Right.
It's weird. So the faces are quite elongated on the humans, but they're really big torsos and massive like coats.
Okay.
It's really strange to explain. I'll put some artwork up. But that style, I'm looking at it and I go, I want to paint this. And it's proper grimdark as well. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff, like the story, and it's disgusting. It's really quite sad.
So you're sort of the scavengers are wandering around the medieval battlefield type thing almost. The people stealing the boots.
Imagine, the future scenes in Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Like that, but there's two sides of robots with giant mechs fighting each other, and the humans are just caught in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically that, and the as I say, the style in that game is I really need someone to 3D print some Forever Winter minis for me.
I'm sure they will at some point. I'm sure.
Well, the guys who designed the game did it for the concept art.
Okay.
And everyone's like, I've seen the message boards. They're like, can you just release the files?
Yeah.
Can you just release the STL files. We'll pay for them.
Yeah. It'll happen then. It'll definitely happen if there's that much of a call for them at the moment. It's like, why wouldn't you?
It's why I like the Trench Crusade stuff, because that's World War One.
Yeah.
Again, it's not advanced sci-fi.
No. Again, like you said, a lot of wood on the weapons.
Yeah.
A lot of room for you to express yourself.
Yeah.
In them because.
Yeah.
Because I suppose again, not based in reality, so you got more say in what your world is.
Yeah.
That's
and this goes on to. I agree with you. I think War Games Atlantic are just knocking it out of the park at the moment. I don't know who they've hired.
Yeah.
What's changed, but the sculpts are just. Because, like you say, you used to have certain ranges that were better.
Yeah.
It just seems like all the ranges are good, whatever they release.
Yeah, they got some magic sauce at the moment, which is working for them. Yeah,
plastic itself seems better quality as well.
Yes, definitely done something with plastic. Definitely, because there's much more. Okay, I'm gonna say detail, but I don't mean like a load of shit jammed in. I mean definition. There you go. That's a better word. There's much better definition than there used to be. With their plastics, and maybe they've moved manufacturing somewhere else, maybe, or I don't know, But all I know is that they look nice.
They do. They really do.
Yeah, because like I said, I used to love the North Star, Stargrave, Frostgrave miniatures, but now putting them next to the newer War Games Atlantic stuff.
Yeah.
They're showing their age quite bad.
Yeah, because I've even now looked at getting some kits from the War Games Atlantic to remake my Silver Bayonet group.
Right. Yeah.
Bash, because of the quality is so much better. Because the original Silver Bayonet I've got are all North Star, and they're beautiful, but like you say, you can tell the age.
Yeah, and I'm not shitting on North Star. I love North Star, but generally speaking, now I rather their metals than their plastics. Yeah. Is kind of where I'm going. Both with their Oathmark stuff and with their Rangers of Shadow Deep, their Frostgrave, whatever. I don't know. I think they do need to up their game a little bit to keep up with War Games Atlantic and people like that. These newcomers that are, aiming quite high and I think leaving behind some of the other companies.
Yeah, definitely. Anything else on miniatures you'd like to add?
Okay, well, metal. Like I said, I like metal. A lot of people hate metal. I personally like metal. It's
What is it about the metal?
I think
I've got something I think might be the reason why.
yeah, I think a lot of it isn't digitally made. I think a lot of it is handcrafted stuff
Yeah.
still, and it's poured. And I don't think metal can hold that sort of really loads of detail very well. And I think maybe that's why they know this and they don't put too much detail into their miniatures. You know, that's probably why I like metal miniatures.
Because the majority of them are, or maybe all of them actually, have all started off as like a green stuff type. Epoxy resin, hand sculpted.
Yeah.
There's something about that when you're painting it, the little defects, and not because of the sculpting process or the metal pouring, but the hands are a little, like the fingers a little bit wonky because of the sculpting it made. About that.
Or they're a bit long where they're wrapped around the weapon or something. It's like, that's a bit weird.
If they undid their hand, you've got 10-foot long fingers.
You look like something from Pan's Labyrinth.
But it's got everything you need, and even the older, like the older plastics like this, because they were hand sculpted.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Metal miniatures. I used to stay away from for a long time, but I've because a lot of the bolt action stuff I do has metal.
Yeah.
For the specialist teams, and you paint them up, and you're like, oh, actually, these have got more detail than the bolt action men, the plastic men. So,
what about you? You know, is there anything else that you would think about miniatures? You know,
I'm really interested to see where 3D printing goes in the next 2-3 years, because we're at a point now that 8K resolution is quite readily available, and we've got 16 and even 32K printers coming out. So the fidelity is going to be crazy on them. But I don't know. I tend to go. I'm weirdly getting drawn more to independent games with a unique style.
Yeah.
Over like every soldier in this army looks the same, except different head, different gun. Or every marine looks the same but a different gun, slightly different armor, whatever it is, but. I think that's why Moonstone's so good, because every character's different.
Yeah, like we've said when we were doing our GW thing, I think it's one man with one vision, and Moonstone is one man with one vision.
Yeah.
So everything ties into his vision of what these things are, and it's got that unifying look. Then it's got something that they all fit together, and like a company saying, "Well, this is what it has to be." It's
because we've got to sell, which I get, because you've got to sell it worldwide.
Yeah, exactly. And these days, you can't sell GW. I think is unlikely to sell demonic women with their boobs hanging out like they used to.
Yeah,
because they just won't risk it anymore, and understandably so, maybe.
Weirdly though, so those older miniatures with stuff like that, they're so out of proportion. You just put tits on that for the sake of it. You really have. And then I see, for example, so the Witch Song stuff that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So there's my housemate's brought me for present. So it's this mushroom queen. So she's just a human lady with like a weird mushroom hat.
Okay.
Because it's a bigger scale and all the proportions are correct to a human.
Yeah.
All those natural curves of like the side of the body and stuff and their legs. Mm-hmm. It works without being too rude.
Yeah.
And revealing, which is quite nice. It's a lot more tasteful.
Suggestive.
Yeah, which I think is nicer than
a
weird orc cheerleader with a boobs hanging out. That has terrified me. I'll put that up because that's scary.
That is, that's someone's grandmother chasing after you. That was a thing of nightmares.
Yeah, but even like the old, like the dark elves, and they'd have those really frimpy bras like Princess Leia wore. You look at them and you go, oh, that's not. One, it's not. To be fair, it's not. What's the word? PC.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not good enough in this modern day and age.
In modern day era.
Yeah.
But there's a time and a place. I honestly think for a lot of things there's a time and a place. If you know your audience and you know who you play with, and they might get a giggle out of it. Like I got my neighbor next door and I said, I'll pick your miniature that's going to be your character in this campaign or whatever. And she picked this weird, elf girl I got who's scantily clad, and I would never have guessed she would have picked this miniature. But she had a good giggle. Oh, yeah, she got a rack on her type thing.
Yeah.
It's
a strange one, because weirdly, maybe it's just because I don't know, Asperger's I am or something, but I look at characters like that, I'm like, how are you surviving in a battle? Great, your nipples are covered by your plate armor bra, but the rest of you is getting chopped up. I just look at it logistically, you're dead. How have you got a 3+ armor save? What? There's no armor on you.
It's the dazzling bra blades.
It just seems crazy.
Yeah. But the argument goes the other way, which is like barbarians don't wear a lot of clothes, but a lot of people don't make much fuss of a bloke barbarian running around with a loincloth on.
Yeah.
As much as I don't want to seem like I'm a sexist thing, but
I know what you're getting at.
People will look at this as all right. Arnold Schwarzenegger in Conan, in his little loincloth and what have you, and most men and most women would go, yeah, that dude looks cool. He's ripped. He looks the part. But if you did a woman in that thing, I think there would be a lot of complaints about it. And it's like, why? Because it's just showing off someone who's got a physically very impressive body. Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're a barbarian. That's what they're meant to look like.
I think it's more if
sexualized as opposed to.
Well, no, because the Conan can be sexualized. If you're that way inclined, or you like muscular men. I think it's more if because I'm trying to think of the character's name in Conan, the blonde lady. So at the end when they're attacking the serpent temple, they're all they've got the weird black camo,
black and white. Yeah,
if you look what she's wearing.
Yeah,
it is actually quite sexual. There's curves and things, bit of side boob and whatnot, but she's not like it's not like bondage gear. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
I think that's the fine line.
Yeah,
because if you make it too much like bondage, you're like, you're objectifying it.
Yeah, look, there's nothing wrong with showing off physicality. I don't think that's but I think people mix that up. Is that you can't show off physicality, and I think in miniatures and things, that's not a problem. As long as it's not. Well, as long as it's not blatantly, oh look, she got her baps out. It's like, that's the problem. It's. Yeah. Like there's some pin-up miniatures I've seen on certain things, and some of them are really nice sculpts. So they're really...
I've got one a friend bought me. It's a little frost dwarf sitting on a beer barrel. I painted her up. Now she was I did see when he showed me there was two options: fully nude, or she had a little bra and underwear.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he bought that one because I don't want to paint.
Painting your little nipples.
Painting nipples is hard, guys. Seriously. Because coloration's got to be there. And if you're doing a blue skinned dwarf, you're like, what colour?
Purple nipples.
Exactly. But
someone's been tweaking him.
But the pin-up stuff, some of it, I'd say the majority of it is actually quite tastefully done. It's showing off physiques and painting a muscular or a trim body is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah,
shapes to express on. But if it's just like bondage is anywhere I think. Those weird little thin straps that just because apparently the nipple that's the sexual bit on a boob.
Yeah.
You show everything but the nipple. You put the nipple on. Oh, that's 18. It's like what? He's still objectifying and
strangely enough, the thing that both men and women have got. and that's the thing that you can't.
Yeah, but if you cover up a man's nipple on a muscular torso, that's weird. That does look weird.
That would look very strange.
It's a strange one.
I think
if I painted, say, a Chun-Li model from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, with a physique and a body, and the way the models are printed and the way the poses, it can be a little bit sexualized.
Yeah.
But that's far better than a naked Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, those 3D printed models exist.
Okay.
It's horrific, and I'm like, who's that for? Who's buying that and painting? And weirdly, right, this is how my mind works. It's not because it is wrong that they are fully naked and everything's showing. Yeah. The pose they're in or whatever. But I'm going, how the fuck are you painting that to look good? Because you're not, unless you're airbrushing it and you're cheating. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not looking good.
No. It's like I'm painting a miniature at the moment, and it's like I don't know.
Is that the one you did the post on?
Yeah, I've showed you the post, yeah.
I think she looks cool.
You know, it's quite...
She's got a bit of cleavage out, but it's not...
Yeah, but it's kind of like, oh yeah, she's Egyptian-esque, you know, kind of like, yeah, you know, a pin-up. She's like a pin-up. And I would say that's not too risky, really. It was, you know...
That mini I've seen it, it's not overly sexualised at all.
You know...
It's an attractive lady in a setting.
That's
all it is.
Exactly. In the same way, it could have been like a barbarian with his axe, you know, in not much clothing, you know. I was going to say with his chopper.
Well,
but then I thought better of it because I remembered.
You said it though, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. I remembered my audience,
but
and I thought
something. Yeah, like it's a strange one because I've seen, for example, there's this one I've seen recently. It's this cool little fairy, and she's got a bit of a low cut top, bit of cleavage shown, nice physique, but there's no sexual undertone there.
No.
But then I've seen other fairies where they're sort of bent over the little tree, putting a smile, and then because on some of these they'll show you all the angles of the miniature, and she's got a thong on. I'm like, well, why is that? I don't need that. What is that for?
What game's that for?
Like, who am I painting that for? I wouldn't paint that. I wouldn't buy it.
No, so
because the front of it looks quite cool. And the little scenic base she's on. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not going to buy that.
No. So bringing it back around to things that miniatures we look for. Yeah. So sexualization is something that I think most people will have troubles with.
Yeah.
If it's too sexual, you're going to make if you aren't made awkward by it, people who are going to be playing games with you might find it quite awkward. So, you know, I think when I'm looking for a miniature, I definitely want something which isn't too sexual.
Because I worried about the mermaid video I did.
Oh, with her buttocks.
Yeah, because, you know, she's got a bum. A lot of flesh.
Yeah.
Like all the areas are all covered up and everything. There's nothing there on show. But I did worry about painting that and putting it out. Because I was like, is that too sexualised?
I think that the thing is, if you find buttocks too sexualised...
But weirdly, is it because she's a mermaid and doesn't look human? That's why it's okay. Yeah.
But if you find buttocks sexual... Everybody in the world's got buttocks. Maybe they're not quite as rounded as your mermaid was. But everybody's got buttocks. I don't see
it didn't show all of them either.
No, and it's not showing anything, you know, blatantly, like, you know. Yeah. She's not bending over to pick up a fish or, you know. It was... I would say that was more like, again, a pin-up. It was a classic take on, you know, some, you know, pin-up which could have been from some art magazine or whatever back in the day, you know, which, you know.
Like, I wonder, because although clearly a humanoid, but the facial features were more fish-like, not fish-like, but less humanoid.
Yeah,
less
a bit Avatar-ish.
Yeah, is that why it was okay?
I just think it was just sculpted in a very, I would say, decent way. You know,
I think it was. That's why I picked it. It was a beautiful model.
Yeah.
For me, I saw it was mainly the sides of her going to the back. I was like, there's a lot of contortion in the flat.
Yeah,
like, you can do some really cool blending.
There's a nice flowing form to it. Yeah. No. So I don't know. I'm a 50-year-old man. You know, my take on it may be, I don't know, one way or another to what is acceptable these days. Maybe I'm more broad-minded, maybe I'm less broad-minded. I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes. Growing up in the 80s, there was an awful lot of stuff which wouldn't get past people these days. But I'm also a 50-year-old man with 2 young-ish daughters. So I could be very prudish maybe because I'm older, or maybe I'm very open because I lived through the 80s and when anything would go. So I don't know quite where I am and where people would think I am in that regard.
I think it's more, if look at the miniatures, if for something like in that particular kind, if you're not comfortable with it, don't buy it.
Yeah, and the people that would be seeing it, if you think they wouldn't be that comfortable. So if you're playing it in a game, think about the players a bit, Or if you're going to be putting it up in, in your sitting room where your wife sits, maybe think about what you're painting and, what she's going to be looking at. And, think about the divorce papers that might be.
I think ultimately it comes down to, everyone's got their own personal preference, but have a look at if it looks like you're going to have fun painting with it. 9 times out of 10, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Unless it's sci-fi.
apparently we found out that you don't like sci-fi.
Really struggle with it.
Which, like I said, I hadn't even noticed before, but you don't put up sci-fi.
Everything's undead and cosmic horror. Everything. It's too easy. Yeah, okay, that was a bit of a ramble on miniatures.
Just a bit.
That was alright. I think we've touched a lot of points there. It's pretty good.
Touched a lot of points. That's quite funny considering our last section of this video.
No, it's there as well. I'll keep that in there because I think it's a fair discussion. We're not.
Yeah. No.
Not being rude or anything.
No, I don't think we.
What I would say, if anyone watches the video and disagrees, instead of just shouting, please put it in the comments because I'd love to get feedback on that. It's, obviously, we do have a biased view because we're male. Like if I see a highly muscular man or a fat man or whatever, it doesn't bother me. But is there a different thought process if you're a lady? I don't know. Let us know because it would genuinely be interesting to hear that and how it's perceived and how you see it when you're looking at these things.
Yeah. Hang on, wife. Yeah.
But cool. Okay, that was an interesting one. Obviously, more podcasts coming. Where can they find you?
On YouTube as the Welsh Miniature Board Gamer.
I was going to say so. I'm not going to. No. Also, you can find it. No. CraftyMini. Look for the Mushroom Man. Also, we might be having a guest on the podcast soon.
Ooh.
I think you know who it's going to be, but I've got to properly talk to you about it.
I ain't got a freaking clue.
Okay, cool.
He's telling you as he tells me.
I don't make notes for this shit. I just talk, and then let Welsh try and reel me back in. Like, Crafty, this way, come on. But no, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all on the next one. Cheers.